Hi everyone, Kelly Shaffner here. Happy New Year to you. Guys, thank you so much for showing up today. In today's video, I am just going to share some of my thoughts, my reflections on the past year, 2020. The good part, I hope, is sharing my thoughts, my dreams, my plans for 2021. So if you are interested in my thoughts, then stick around. But before you click off, if you're considering clicking off this video, please stay for this. I want to thank you. I want to thank my viewers. You guys have been so incredibly awesome in 2020. I am really looking forward to continuing relationships in 2021. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for following me on Instagram. Those of you that have hopped over and followed me on Instagram, thank you very much for your comments, for your thumbs up, for your engagement. Thank you for your tips and your tricks and your just sharing your knowledge. My viewers on this channel have a wealth of knowledge concerning reselling, and not just reselling, but women's clothing. I learned so very much, and you can too, just by reading the comments below. It's amazing, and it's something that I never really expected to happen. I love learning from you. I love your feedback. So now I want to take a look back at 2020. What a year, right? I mean, I think everyone can honestly say this is a year that truly rocked our world. I mean that world, not just the world of you or me, but our entire world. We as human beings all went through something that was just unprecedented. Now I want to go all the way back to 2019 because that's where I set my goals for 2020, but I want to go all the way back to 2018 because in 2018 I started this YouTube channel. I made this channel to share women's clothing, my personal clothing with you. In 2019, I had such an abundance of clothing. I started selling my personal clothing on Poshmark, and I had such success with that by the end of the year, I decided that I really wanted to scale my business. I didn't even call it a business at that point. I wanted to kind of scale and see if I could make a living reselling clothing on Poshmark. But I had two, that looks like four. I had two goals for 2020. The goals were, number one, I wanted to get 1,000 active listings on Poshmark, and number two, my second goal was to actively start selling on eBay. I learned what little I knew in 2019 about reselling from watching other YouTube videos, and I learned an awful lot. There is a wealth of knowledge out there, some great teachers, and I kind of created my own way of doing things. But when 2020 was starting, I decided that I was going to make this into a small business. And how was I going to do that? I was going to do that by scaling. You hear so many people talking about scaling your business, and I did find that scaling was very helpful so far as my income was concerned. The more items I got listed on my platforms, the more items I sold. That makes sense, doesn't it? It worked for me as well. Now, how did I get there? I've never talked about this on my channel. On my channel, I've mostly just continued to highlight clothing that I'm wearing and clothing that I'm selling. But I do want to talk today about how I accomplished my goals in 2020. And one of the most important things that I did was I purchased a reseller course, how to sell on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Tradesy, Amazon, you name it, this course covered it. And that's what I was looking for, something that was great big. Now, this was a downloadable course, and before I purchased it, I actually reached out to the creator of the course. And the creator is a YouTube content creator, an Instagram creator, just very, very active in the reseller community. The reason I purchased this particular course is I reached out with a question and the creator answered me, and it was a personal response. You know, if you have ever reached out to a company and immediately received a response that is basically a form letter, right? We don't care about you, but we are going to acknowledge you by sending you this form letter. And sometimes even the answers to your question is not truly an answer, but that personal response meant everything to me. And at the end of that response, the creator actually said, if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out with those questions. I purchased the course. It was cheap and it covered everything, way more than I ever could have implemented into my business in 1 year. That course was actually instrumental in helping me to achieve the goals of reaching 1,000 active listings and selling confidently on eBay. Now, is a course right for everyone? There's a lot of debate out there about whether a course is right or not. It was very helpful for me to have all of the information in one place that I could go to at any time, 24/7, to find the answers to my questions. And the creator of the course was willing to answer any questions. If I had any issues, I did, and I found the creator to be very helpful. Is a course right for you? I don't know. It was right for me. It was very helpful for me. But here's a thought I would like to leave you with. You are a good investment, and education is always a good investment. No one can take it from you. It lives inside of you once you absorb it. And we should always be learning and evolving because, let's face it, life is constantly moving and we need to move and learn with it. So that is one of the things that I did that was very, very beneficial for my business. Like I mentioned before, I started selling on Poshmark in 2019, just pulling things from my own closet, selling them. And then I took some of that profit and I started going to the thrift store, which was a brand new experience for me. And I started experimenting and I felt like I had a pretty good year. I'll share something with you. The first month that I was selling on Poshmark, I made $333. I can't even tell you how many sales I had, but I know that number was $333. The next month was $694. So I thought, wow, if we can just keep continuing like this, basically doubling my income every month, we're going to be okay. It didn't work out like that for me. And there were a lot of lessons. I've learned a lot since I started reselling. I actually tripled my income, more than tripled my income from 2019 to 2020. So that was a big bonus. But here is the surprising thing. I spent less on inventory, on product in 2020 than I did in the 8 months of selling in 2019. So that was a big bonus for me. Now things got weird in 2020 and nobody could have expected that our country would shut down like it did. And the shutdown is actually one of the reasons that my inventory costs were much, much lower in 2020 than 2019. So I was so very fortunate for donations. I had so many friends, neighbors, viewers. I had viewers clean out their closet and send me their clothing. It just blew my mind how very generous people were to help me to make a living. Now, I was still so very new in my reselling journey that I just listed everything, and that is very, very helpful. You can watch haul videos and BOLO videos and what sold videos and see what is doing well for other people. That does not necessarily mean that it's going to do well for you. And I do think that with experience, you're going to learn what is going to work for you and your business. That free inventory was crucial in keeping my business moving forward, because with these online platforms, they really want you to list on a consistent basis to get consistent sales. Thank goodness I had the inventory and was receiving inventory on pretty much a regular basis, where I was able to keep everything moving forward. Not everything that I listed was desirable. I still have a lot of it listed in my platforms, but I'm so very grateful that I had it and it kept me moving forward. I also started sourcing more online. I started ordering more mystery boxes. And guys, don't get me wrong, you know I love mystery boxes. My channel started with mystery boxes of clothing for myself. Of course, I continued that on into my reselling, purchasing mystery boxes. And one of the reasons I purchase mystery boxes, not only because I love them, is because you love them. They do quite well. They perform well on YouTube, but I don't think they are the best sourcing options. Truly, the best person to make decisions for my business is me. Yeah, not another corporation that is selling their items. They don't necessarily have my business and my best interest at stake. So as much as I love those boxes, as the economy opens up and the thrifting opportunities opened up to me, I really was very, very grateful that I got to start thrifting for myself. Thrifting in my area today is still challenging. There's restrictions on operating hours and limitations to the capacity, how many people can shop at one time, and also the Goodwill outlet bins that are closest to me that are only 40 miles away. That is shut down for the last 9 months, and that does impact my business because I pay a higher price for my inventory when I am shopping like just the Goodwill outlet, the regular retail Goodwill store. So that's okay. I have a workaround. Now I know every day, every sales day at all the different thrift stores in my area, and I try to hit those special sales days, but I am very hopeful for the Goodwill outlet to open again once this passes us by. I do want to mention something that happened in March of 2020, and it was a surprise. It was accidental. I decided, it was like a new goal that I set for myself in March, to get active on Instagram. I'd heard people talking about getting active on Instagram to market your products, and I knew it was a good thing, but I really didn't know how to do that. My niece had helped me to open an Instagram account earlier. I don't even know when that was, but my niece had suggested to me that I market my YouTube videos on Instagram, and I would do that. I would put a picture of me saying, new video, come on over and watch, and I got almost no engagement on those posts. And guys, you know why? Because no one knew me. All they saw was my big face saying, come watch me, and no one knew me, and I did not take the time to get to know the community or to engage with the community. But in March of 2020, I decided to dive in and learn a little bit about Instagram, and I'm certainly no expert on Instagram, but wow, that has been such a bright spot in 2020, getting to know so many other resellers. It's amazing how many resellers are out there that don't have YouTube channels, that do this gig full time and do it so well and offer their advice and support. It's been great. That has also been a blessing of 2020. Now, let's just slide into 2021, guys, because that's, I think, what I am most excited about is my dreams and my hopes for 2021. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you this thought that I had concerning 2021. And I think 2020 was a great illustration of this phrase, this little slogan that I have heard so much in the last 17 years of my life. For those of you that do not know, I am sober. I'm actually sober 17 years, 3 months, and 18 days, and I count every single one of them. And, you know, sobriety has been a new start, a fresh start for me, a brand new beginning. And I can tell you, in the past 17 years, every single day that I have woke up and take my first breath, I am well aware that the day is a gift. I have approached every single day with a hopefulness and a wonder of what the day has in store for me. And I have often gone to bed very, very disappointed in the day, but hopeful that the next day was going to be better. And that's kind of how I feel about 2021. But I bring up my sobriety because I am in a fellowship, and I have heard for the last 17 years people talk about making plans, and they say the slogan is something like this: when you make plans, God laughs. And I thought 2020 was such an illustration of that slogan, because ultimately, I'm really not in control. Does that mean that I should not plan? Of course not. Of course I need to dream and plan and work. But I think the most important thing for me is doing the next right thing. When I wake up in the morning, I need to evaluate my day and start doing the next right thing, what is right in front of me. That is what I have learned in my journey of sobriety, and I take that into every single area of my life. I stayed sober for 2020. I survived it. So that is a gigantic plus for a girl like me that suffers from chronic alcoholism. And the disease has been arrested in me. So that is a victory for me. If you or someone that you love is suffering from addiction, I'm here to tell you that I understand. And if you would like to, you are free to reach out to me. You can private message me, DM me on Instagram. I will keep your confidence. And if I can be of help, I would like to do that. I'm also here to tell you that there is hope for a much brighter future. And guys, I share that story. It's not an embarrassment to me. It's who I am. But I don't really share about my sobriety here on YouTube. I share it with you because I want you to know the lens that I approach my future with, my business with, and my family with, all of my affairs, to be honest with you. And that is with a lot of optimism. And you can be optimism when you've been in the throes of alcoholism like I am. Every single day is much, much better than the darkness that I once lived in. But I want to tell you about the thing that I am most excited for in 2021. This year has a lot of promise for me because this year I have embarked upon another opportunity for education. I have become a client and I have enlisted the assistance of a local nonprofit agency. It's actually statewide, but they do have a branch here in the city that I live in. And what they do is they foster and mentor and educate, stand beside small business owners. They work with women that have an idea and want to expand and turn that idea into a business. But they work with women that have small businesses that want to grow. Now, I need that because what I am lacking, I love the thrifting part, the selling part of clothes, but what I'm missing and I don't have any background in is the business part of it. I am hoping to learn more about strategic planning for my business. Now, last year, my strategic planning was to get 1,000 listings active on Poshmark, and I did that, but I do think that I can go dive deeper into that. So basically, in a nutshell, I need to go to business school, and that's kind of what this is, but it's aimed towards small business owners, and I am excited about financial strategies that I am going to learn. They do recognize that so many new startups are online startups, so I do think there's going to be a wealth of information, and guys, that's all free. So I do not have to make an investment of my money. I will have to make an investment of my time. And I'm going to share with you what I learned. I hope to share that with you as I am learning it and not at the end of the year. And, so far as, because I think so many of us set our goals as a monetary goal. And I thought I really should do that. I would be remiss if I'm not saying what I want to earn in 2021. And God's laughing right now. But would I like to triple my sales? I am very happy that from year one of reselling to year two, I more than tripled my sales. I more than tripled my income. That's fabulous. And I was thinking, I knew I was going to make this video and I thought, how about triple? So not a whole lot of thought goes into that. I mean, I thought I just need a number. I need something to share with you. But how do I get to triple? Do I triple my inventory? I'm not going for 3,000 active listings on my platforms. I'm not going to do that. I want space in my house. I do not want to fill my home with inventory. And you guys, honestly, the goal eventually is to move this entire business out of my house and have my house to be my home and my sanctuary. I don't want my house just lined with bins of inventory. So that is what I am working for, the eventual move of this business into its own space, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm very excited that I am going to get a little bit more education this year and hopefully have a lot more fun this year. I'm really curious about your goals for 2021. And, okay, here's the big question. Have you written your goals down? I think that is paramount to making your goals a reality. I honestly do. But I will not. I refuse to write down a goal that I am not completely invested in. I can write down random thoughts, but I tell you, that's why I don't make resolutions. I need to be fully committed. I was fully committed to getting those 1,000 listings. I was fully committed to eBay, and I was fully committed to Instagram, and all of those things happened and are things that I am proud of this year. YouTube has been pretty good too, but I haven't made any goals surrounding YouTube. I'm really curious about your goals for this year. I haven't intentionally steered away from watching any videos concerning goals until I created my own video, because I don't want to be influenced by someone else's goals. And I've watched them before, and that's why I feel like I should be announcing some great big number that I want to make. But yeah, that's not my story today. My story is to continue learning, to actually learn enough to be on that path, because this organization, this nonprofit that I will be working with, offers money in the form of grants to women to start. Oh gosh, guys, the opportunities are endless. I am so grateful that I found it. I'm so grateful that I found this opportunity in my second year of reselling and not my first year, because I think I would have squandered the opportunity in my first year. It's just amazing how things all fall into place. But please share with me the one thing that you really want to accomplish this year. And I wish you success with your goal or goals. If you have many, I hope you succeed at everything you try your hand at. And I would love to be your cheerleader and stand beside you as we all press forward in taking steps to reach those goals. Guys, I want to wish you a very happy New Year's Day, and go enjoy your family, enjoy your work, whatever it is that you are doing today. Thank you so much for showing up for me. Guys, I do not deserve you, and I love you, and I thank you so very much for your support. You're awesome. I'm going to be back very soon with a video, and you guys, I know I've been teasing you with all these clothes on the rack, but I'm going to haul these for you. You're going to see that in an upcoming video very, very soon. Happy New Year. Blessings to all of you.